Hello everyone, today's construction day 166.
All right, so we did a little shopping today. Remember, we had to get those 10 items for the water hookup. So we head down to Polaris first thing this morning. We got there right at 8 o'clock, and we were very lucky. 10 of the 10 items they had in stock. So we got that purchased. We also purchased our pressure tank. So now that's up here. So we have the water storage tank and the pressure tank and all the fittings. One thing I forgot to mention is on the flip side of that piece of paper, Arnell, the plumber, wanted about 20 items, electrical, that have to do with the hooking up of the water pump. So there's certain breakers and things like that that he needed. So that was another 20 items. So that was, the 10 remaining plumbing plus 20 electrical. So that was actually 30 items. And luck would have it, all 20 items was at Polaris. So we're very pleased. So we got all the items and it was good to go. So, just a little story about purchasing things here. You hand over the list. It doesn't matter if you're at a hardware store, like a Lowe's or a Home Depot, or Polaris is more like a electrical and plumbing supply store. It doesn't matter. It's the same procedures here. And you talk about theft, say in the U.S. There's no theft here, and I'm going to explain why. The person who gets the item. So what's really nice about the Philippines is, like, if you go to a hardware store, you just basically get a shopper for you. They go around and get the product for you. They'll even push the cart. They push the cart around, you just tell them what you want, they'll put it in the cart for you, and then they go up and get in line with you to help the person, the cashier, to ring things up. So that's two people, right? They're going one item at a time, they're scanning the item, and they don't bag anything, they set it to the side. So then once they go through everything, they have to check it to make sure that there's nothing damaged.
No damage or no extra
Right.
did not get scanned. Yeah.
Right. So, if it's a piece of plastic or, whatever it is, they go through it and inspect it.
Yeah.
And that takes time. Now, if you buy an appliance, forget about it. Like, say you buy a coffee maker. They will actually take it all out of the box, put it together, put water in it, turn it on, and make sure it goes through a full cycle of making coffee. Same thing with a fan. If you buy a fan, they actually put the fan together, plug it in, and they prove to you that it's actually working. Because here in the Philippines, there's no returns.
No returns.
So you take it home, you don't like it, you're stuck with it because you're not going to get your money back. So that all takes time. So then that's two people checking you out, the person who helped you shop and the person who's the cashier. Then a third person comes over after you pay and get the receipt. The third person takes your receipt and line by line goes through, double checks. Okay, you got 6 half-inch elbows. They find it on the receipt, 6 half-inch elbows. They verify there's 6. They set it to the side. And they'll go through the entire list of the receipt to make sure that everything is checked out. So then the person who does that must be like a supervisor level. So they don't bag it. So they just walk away after everything is good. They hand you the receipt. So now a fourth person will bag everything up for you. And what they do is they ask for the receipt, and then they actually will staple the bag and put the receipt over it so nothing somehow could get into that bag on your 6-step walk to the security guard. And then when you get to the security guard, he wants to see the receipt, and he looks it over and he puts his initial on it, and then you're allowed to walk out the door. So there's going to be no pilferage here, no theft at all. So that's why it takes so long to go through that process of finding everything. So next up is we made 2 more changes. And I think that's going to be our thumbnail today. 2 more changes made. So we decided to change the style of our backsplash. Now that we got the island up here. Now, we're going to keep it a secret.
Yes, it'll be surprised.
It's going to be a surprise. So we really like it. We did visit a contractor's doing another build, and we stopped by to take a look at it. And we really loved the owner's selection. So it's a different color, but the type of tile. So we decided to make yet another change.
Another change.
But that's okay. So we're going to keep it a secret as long as we can. It's up here on site. And then once it gets installed, we'll let you guys know. So we're going to keep you in suspense a little bit. And then we did make another change with the pool tile for the water feature. And the reason for that is they were going through when they wrapped around and go up around the water feature, they weren't able to get all the lines up, or call it the grout lines, perfect. So we had a couple of options. So I'm going to jump in the pool as one of the updates today, and just let you know what the update is. And once I talked it through with the guys, I said, you know what, I think I like this better than my original idea. So then Wilma was, guess what she was doing? Sweeping.
I was sweeping again.
She was up here sweeping, so I had her come back down into the pool, and I kind of explained it, and she actually said, you know what, I like it better than the original idea, which was good. So now all the grout lines will be all the way the same from the pool all the way up to the top of the water feature, that granite top. All the grout lines would be the same. So we wanted to keep that look going. Last thing we did today was we stopped by the Granite store and talked to the owner there. And it looks like our granite is going to be delivered this Saturday. So we got that all arranged. We looked at it. It looks real nice, ready to go. So cross our fingers. That's the number one thing I'm nervous about. Just because a real long piece, it's like 8 foot long, it's 1 meter wide, coming up the mountain. You know, our roadway is a little rough. I'm nervous. So I explained to the owner that the person who's making the delivery just needs to be extremely cautious coming up here. I offered a bonus, a cash bonus, so he gets his normal delivery fee. But I told the owner, tell him if he makes a perfect delivery, I will give him a nice bonus, which is about 3 days' pay. So you know, I think that's going to help. And I even offered to go down and just have him follow me up. I'm just nervous. For whatever reason, I'm just thinking there's going to be an issue. And there's no guarantees. So, you know, that granite breaks, I got to buy another one. Yeah. So welcome to the Philippines. So talking it through, just because I'm nervous about it, makes me feel good to say it again. But I'm sure everything's going to be okay. So we're going to cross our fingers that it gets up here on Saturday. And then the contractor said he'll jump right on it and start cutting out for the sink and things like that. So definitely things are speeding up. In the comments, you guys are noticing that. I'm hearing some of the comments say, wow, things are really starting to move. Definitely are. So I think that's good news, right?
It is.
Yeah, it's good news. We're getting closer to that 180 days. So we're probably going to be somewhere around 200 guys, you know, before the house is complete. Update on the windows. Remember they said last week, we were told hopefully by Saturday this week. So we'll see. And the contractor said once again, you know, we're having these windows are vinyl. They're not the typical stock windows, the aluminum windows that you see. We did not want them. So when you grab onto those aluminum windows and you move them back and forth, they have a lot of play in it. So I've been saying they're aluminum wrapped in vinyl. That's actually incorrect. They're PVC windows, solid PVC, nice and thick, nice and solid. So they're the only ones, according to the contractor, the only company that makes that style the more modern style of window in all of Dumaguete. So, we wanted that type of window for our modern style home. But if they're the only game in town, they're very, very busy. And to try to get a crew up here to put all that glass up is taking some time. So that's okay as long as it's done, let's say by day 180, or hopefully this Saturday, or even if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, that'll be fine. So let's walk around the work site and get you guys some updates. So this love seat here, Wilma and I had made when I first moved to Leyte. And this is made by a local bamboo furniture maker in Palompon, Leyte. And it's made for foreigners. So it's higher in the front, higher in the back. You can see that I had to make it with a slant in the back so it's more comfortable, not straight up. And then look how wide the seat is. So Wilma has a hard time sitting on it, but I had this made for me because a lot of and I had it higher too. It's definitely higher up. So I had this made specifically because a lot of the bamboo furniture is obviously made for Filipinos, and it's very low to the ground and very low to the back, and a lot of it is just a 90-degree going straight up, and I wanted to do it on a slant. So I had a rocking chair made as well, but every day now we're going to start bringing up something from our townhome to start getting things up here a little at a time. All right, so they've been working on painting the ceiling today. So they're doing a real nice job with that. They still got, I think they're right about here going this way. And they're putting 3 coats on, so that's good. And there is the first hint. There is the mystery tile. So there's the first hint. Look at the size of the box. So that'll give you a little idea. There's our pressure tank that we just brought up as well. But what I wanted to show you, and they're still in the middle of doing it, is they're putting in the shower today in the spare. So there's the first look. Now that telescopes up, quite high, but the heater is now in and hooked up. Electrical is hooked up, and they're still working on the plumbing part. But that is going to be our shower head with wand for the spare. And also, look how nice it looks. The tiles always look nicer when it's grouted. So they're still working on it. You can see here, see it's a little darker. He just did this morning. But look how good that looks once it gets all grouted. Now I'm gonna wait till tomorrow or the next day, and they still need to clean it up. See, there's still some paint spill, but once they get this all cleaned up, I'll come in and do a real good seal coat. So I'll be working on that. The paint in here is done. So remember all the fingerprints and everything that was here. So this is all semi-gloss, and then up there is all flat. So the painting has been completed in here, but still doing some grouting a little bit. The floor still needs to be done, and everything needs to be cleaned up. You can see they got the outlets going. So definitely making some quick progress here in the spare bathroom. Wilma was just talking about this, and this is, I think, a pretty good tip for anybody that is thinking about building a home here in the Philippines. And look at all the fingerprints here. But to get your fiber, and this is our satellite TV, run before they close up the ceiling. So in a lot of homes you see that they just run the lines down, or if it comes up from the floor, they run it with conduit, they try to hide it. So it's worth having all that work done. And as you guys know, that all these cables run up, and then they're up above, and then out they go. And we did that before the ceiling got closed up. So there's no conduits or anything. So that's something that if you're building a home in the Philippines, or I guess anywhere, do that planning. and it'll just look so much cleaner. So now that the ceiling is, call it, halfway done, a lot of work to do here, a lot of spots. So this was painted once, but you got fingerprints and everything else. So we got a couple more gallons of this paint contractor bought. So this all has to be redone after the ceiling is all painted. Look at all the labor just for the 2-meter overhang. They treat the ceiling for the 2-meter overhang with the same care as the rest of the house. So they're going through and they like double skim coat, you guys know that. The same palm sanding. So it's just a lot of effort to get these ceilings real smooth. And then once they're painted, they look great. And you can see the vents are in as well. So every day I'm leaving the best for last. So take a look how good it looks. So I said in the intro that we have yet another change. So the first change was the backsplash, which is going to be a mystery. It's going to be a secret, right?
Surprise.
Going to be a surprise. But here we had a lot of discussion today. And we have two options. We are not going to do the blue going up and around and then have the mosaic follow it. And the reason for that is, and you can see the pencil lines here. You see this two pieces here? We would have to have a piece there, and we would lose the vertical line, the grout line going all the way up. So we got it down to two options. So what we're going to do now is the blue is going to still continue here and go straight. Keep right on going and basically separate the water feature and just keep wrapping around. So that decision has been made. So the guys are going to do that. So you know that the coping's mosaic, and we'll stop at the water feature, which is 60 cm. So now, you know the blue is going to go here. We're going to do 3 sides all mosaic, or 3 sides all blue, and then with a granite countertop. So it's either going to be 3 sides this color or 3 sides this color. So we can decide at any point. But I think I know what you want. What do you want?
I go for the blue.
You want the blue?
Yeah.
Because you like the vibrant blue?
Yeah, it would look nice.
Yeah. So you heard it. That's the decision that's being made. So the blue will come around, keep going. And then 3 sides will be blue as well. So this will be all blue with the line of the mosaic for some color variation. And then we're not changing the plan with the mosaic as the coping. That we don't want to change. But that is our second change, and hopefully there'll be no more.